What's up, guys? Welcome back to RollPlay Solum. I have no idea what week it is. 42?
Week 98.
44.
I know it's 44.
Let's split it down the hair. Call it 53.
53. What would happen if we just skipped like 10 weeks on YouTube? Do you think people would lose their mind?
Easiest thing I've ever answered in my life. Yes.
I kind of
think
want to.
people on YouTube would lose their mind. Absolutely. What did you say? Don't fucking care.
I kind of want to just do that to see, just like skip a bunch of weeks, or just throw up like the Dark Heresy art on this week's Solum.
And then name it and call it like longest running show on YouTube in the history of shows, and then just watch them go like, no,
They'd be so good.
no.
You should. Sometimes I'll upload a VOD. I drink a lot, and I'll upload a VOD in the wrong order. Like it'll launch episode 5 before episode 4. And it's funny because then that VOD becomes the most commented VOD on the week because it's literally 20 people telling me the same damn thing that, hey, this is in the wrong order. It doesn't, you can't just like have one person say it. It takes 20 comments to let me know.
That's the strat for getting hits, dude. Like,
It is.
you figured it out.
I know. I need to start doing that more. I need to stop being
New
efficient and be less efficient.
No, just do what Ryan does. Cut up a 10-minute video into 600, 25 spots, and then...
Here's
And then-
seconds 1 through 20, and then we'll be back with seconds 20 through 40 right after this.
I can't take this.
Enjoy the ad.
Oh god. Oh god. Let's see what everyone's been up to. We caught up with Jeff last night, but Jeff, the one thing I have to say to you is we live in a world where another person has given a rotten review to Mad Max Fury Road. Is at 2 of 149.
My favorite part.
I don't know if I want to see it now.
Yeah, well, I like... I mean, they probably didn't know that, but they're like, you know what? Literally almost 99%, actually over 99% of people prefer this movie. I do not. It was not that good to me. And it's like, well, at that point, do you think it might not be... it might be you?
But see, that's how they get on the map, dude. Didn't you learn anything from what you just learned about YouTube? You gotta be controversial,
Well...
and then you get on the map, dude.
Yes, but the other argument, and the one that everyone makes all the time, is, well, Kim Kardashian's really famous and popular, and I was like, okay, you're right. Popular things are bad. My bad.
True.
I can't wait. I'm seeing it tonight. I'll probably do my stupid YouTube video movie review, but I always, like, Anna always asks me after every movie, like, we go see, like, the Avengers 2, she's like, you gonna make one for this? I'm like, nah, because, like, what would I say? Like, it was good. Go see it. Like, and someone would be like, shock me. You know, like, holy shit. Well, now I'll go see it. Like, no. But it'll be fun.
The guy that gave the review to it was from the Daily Mirror in the UK, and the snippet that Rotten Tomatoes pulled from it was noisy, explosive, and visually spectacular, but depressingly hollow. It's such a that's like the best British review I've ever heard. So good. I'll have to see he gave it a 2 out of 5. That's rough, man. I'll have to read this review later. I'm interested to see what he actually hates about it. But that movie is actually getting insane hype. Like, everyone on Twitter is just losing their minds.
It's just 2 hours of awesome action from the guy that made the fucking first one. I love that they're doing that. Like, a lot of people said they didn't like Prometheus as much, but I liked that they brought back, and I'm blanking on his name now, but the guy that originally made Alien, you know, and he's able to bring that vibe.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott.
I enjoyed Prometheus.
I did too. I actually really liked it. But that's why I think Fury Road's going to be fantastic. It's just the same guy that made that world is here to do it again with more technology. The only person that couldn't do that is George Lucas. He
kind of fucked it. He screwed the pooch on that one.
He did.
He fucked it up.
He made Jar Jar Binks when he had a lot of money and stuff.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
What an asshole. Anything in the past 24 hours, Jeff?
I don't have them to share, but my knights are getting painted right now. My big robots, and I'm seeing the pictures. I'll have them soon, so I'll start showing that off. Other than that, no. I still think I'm going to do my 24-hour stream on Saturday, but I don't think I'm going to do a big...
You shouldn't announce it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do a big hype thing. I'm just going to do it, and then
Yeah.
if I can do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, just do that.
What's that?
Although, well, we'll talk about that off stream.
Yeah.
I don't want to just start saying shit and then put a... Anyways.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying. No one else does. Let's go to Jen because her typing's been obnoxious as fuck, and I want to talk to her about it. Jen, what are you typing?
I'm so sorry. I thought I was muted and I was typing my spell list to Neil, and then I got confused.
I actually yelled at her. She didn't even know I was yelling at her because I was finishing my CS:GO game, and all of a sudden this grill starts yapping and just is like, and in game I'm like, "Yo, your mic's still on." And she's like, "Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba." Like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Ba-da-ba-ba." I'm like, "Hey, your mic's still on," but it was Jen, and of course her mic was on because she's allowed to do that when we're getting ready for a show.
Did you win your game?
I did. I'm DMG again.
Oh, you got upped?
Yeah.
Did they like make it? And this is a serious. I'm not shitting on your skills. Did they make it easier to rank up in that game in the latest patch?
I don't think they made it easier in the patch notes.
Because let's talk shit about Wheat. He's not here. How the fuck did we get 3 Gold Master or whatever?
Well, no. Listen, they vac banned like 1,000 miljillion people. So if you're playing games with people that were cheating, which I don't know is Wheat's excuse, then they reversed those results. So you didn't rank up by itself, but you played like one game, and all of a sudden you jumped a rank, and that's because 10 of your games were reversed or erased.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I feel like that's every loss I've ever had. Is somebody had to have been cheating.
Absolutely.
Because my aim is just blank blow.
They actually
That's what
pay
I'm saying.
attention to what people say on the team chat. And anytime says this guy's cheating, that's how they ban people. That's how it actually works.
Yeah.
Valve
Use the
doesn't want you
share.
to know that because they don't want you to abuse it. But that's how they get them all.
I like that MLG 420 swag is actually a thing that like all FPS people say. I don't know where it came from or why it's a thing.
Yeah,
But
it's also really weird having worked for MLG that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because they did not like they were not responsible for the promotion of that.
No, it organically became a thing.
Yeah.
But I like what it's referencing too. It's not super complimentary to MLG. It's more just like it's like 13-year-old Doritos, like Mountain Dew, just hyper FPS shooting. And that,
Yeah.
anytime you jump up and accidentally head shoot someone while twirling around doing a 360, everyone's like, MLG 420 swag! And they're just all screaming and shit. Like,
Well, the idea of it, like that was MLG. It used to be kind of like how Elite was. Like back in the day when you were Elite, it was actually a cool thing, like in the hacker world. But now it's just like a joke.
yep.
And I think the same thing is happening with MLG. That's the new Elite. We figured it out. That's it. We're done. We'll see you next week. Jen, what have you been doing past month or so when we haven't had show?
What did I do in the past month? I feel like I did a lot. I can't remember. I can only think about this week right now. Oh, yeah. Well, I shot a video last week, which we diffused this week, and we're actually really proud of this one. We had a video as well as a blog post explaining all the changes we did for Rainbow Six since the closed alpha, which we did by listening to community feedback and whatnot, and we talked about all the changes we did and why we did them and what are our plans for not really our plans for the future, but what we're working on right now. And the community has been really happy and receptive about it, so yeah, it's pretty nice. And our subreddit's really positive right now, so it's really fun and satisfying. And besides that, I'm going to Paris next week for ComDev Summit, which is something that Ubisoft does with all of the ComDev across the world, going to Paris to like share best practices and whatnot. So
Are you saying community dev, com dev? That's what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay, I didn't know what you were saying.
yeah. So
I
all
thought you
of
were saying
the
con dev, and I thought it was like a convention for devs.
No. It's the community developers meeting up and like reevaluating all of our processes and whatnot. But so I'll be in Paris, so that's nice. And then there's E3. So if there's anyone at E3, you should come see me. I should be at the Rainbow Six booth.
Are you going to be on stage? Can you answer if you're going to be on stage? How tight-lipped is
Possibly.
everything regarding E3? Like, are you?
I mean, I was on stage, like not the main stage, but the Ubisoft stage last year one time,
Yeah,
where we did like a public demo.
I remember that.
So
But like,
could happen.
can you not? Let's talk about last year.
I'm hosting again this year.
Regarding last year, like, how much could you say prior to that? Like, what is
Nothing,
the
'cause
security around it?
The
Nothing.
game was not announced, so I couldn't even say I was working for Rainbow Six.
Oh, okay.
So now it's much better. Like,
I'm always curious because
I'm taking the liberty to say I'll be a host again.
my work in the I guess corporate world was at ML. it wasn't really the corporate world, is what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
it was like keep this secret, which really meant you can tell anyone you want as long as they don't tell the public. So
Yeah.
I'm curious what it's actually like in the real corporate world.
No, Jen works for an actual gigantic game dev
Yeah,
where
I
if she
know.
did leak it, they wouldn't
Yeah.
stop until she literally had to sell her flesh on the black market to pay off the debt.
That's why I'm curious. Like, do you sign like a shit ton of NDAs, or is the NDA just
Not
actually in
really.
your?
I think
Don't break
they're,
my fourth wall, Jen.
they're pretty
Listen.
like people. I think people are just scared of like getting into a lot of trouble and having hatred from the other devs because like it impacts all of us. It could impact the sales. It could impact like the marketing beats that people plan, and then like it actually affects us like as a team with the morale. So I think that's why people are scared. Not
Interesting.
scared, but like you don't want to fuck up and have like everyone from your team be like, "God damn it!" Like
Sure,
you messed up our E3 reveal. And it's like, oh shit. Okay.
that makes sense.
E3 is becoming like it's gigantically religious in the gaming industry. Like there's
What? Not becoming? It's been like that for years. What do you mean?
well, no, it's always been like that. But I'm saying it's getting even. I actually noticed.
You think it's getting
I
bigger?
haven't seen. Yeah, my fucking people have been talking about it for like 6 months, like what they're gonna do at E3 and how they're gonna be the bigger booth and what they're gonna do. Like it's.
I mean, maybe in like the esports world, it's getting bigger. Is that what you're saying, or just in general?
I guess yeah, it's just my perspective.
I feel like E3 has always been Everest in in video games. Like,
Yeah.
there's everything else, and then there's E3 for companies. But I can see how in the esports world, it's starting to like become that as well.
What does E3 stand for?
Electronic Entertainment Expo.
You actually know that, you nerd.
Wow.
I fucking know everything about it.
Next question.
Sure. Yeah, let's keep going. Jen, anything else?
No, I've been really focused on that, really. But I'm happy with my work right now, so it's fun. Satisfying to feel good about work.
Cool stuff. Ryan, I've been seeing you play Agar.io. I killed you the other night.
You know, I was going to talk about that actually.
I know this is called a segue in the world.
Well, you kind of ruined my opener, but it's all right.
Oh, well, Ryan, what have you been playing?
It's okay. It's
No,
fine.
Ryan, what have you been playing?
So here's what I was gonna say. You guys are talking about all these big games, but I found a game this week that is like kind of competitive, a lot of fun, free, simple, and addictive, and that's Agar.io. I don't know how you say it,
I think
but
it's Agar.
Wow. Way to drop the ball.
Wait,
I was
Do
ready
you not
to
know
buy.
you know what Agar
was
is,
there.
right?
I don't know.
Agar is the stuff that they grow things
The
in
little,
petri
like, gel
dishes
stuff, yeah.
off of. Yeah, so that's why it's called
Yeah.
Agar.io. Yeah.
Yeah. But so like the premise of the game is you start off like a little cell, and then everybody else is a little cell, and every time you eat, you get bigger, and you can eat people that are bigger than you, and you have to run from people that are, or no, you can eat people smaller than you, and you have to run from people that are bigger than you. But the bigger you grow, the slower you are. So it's like very, I don't know. I just really like it. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, man. I had a blast streaming it this week.
Yeah.
You've been eating a lot of guys out there.
Oh, dude, I love to eat, guys, and like they make their names like okay. So if you're streaming, every name is like your name's like whatever, any kind of vulgarity you can think of. And
Yeah,
you
there's
see
no
it-
there's no
It's like
filter.
Ryan's mom and Ryan, like all this stuff,
Yeah.
and you just eat them, man. It's
You're just
fun.
munching through them.
Oh yeah, like all of the worst possible names you could ever think of are in there.
And it makes you want to eat those more to get rid of them.
Yeah, dude, it's like added incentive, and it gives you a laugh too.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You've been sick recently? I saw you had a cold or something.
Yeah, man, I seem to have this like cough that comes back every year, and it sticks with me for a little bit, and then it just goes away. So I haven't been streaming a lot recently, and that's why. But yes, I have been. I did have Mafia this week, though. I made a rule change in Mafia, and
Whoa.
right after the rule change, Mafia won 10 games straight in a row. And
Wow.
so this week, everybody's like, change the rule back, change the rule back. This week, Town won both games and broke the streak without having to change the rule. And I gotta say, man, like to pat myself on the back, I spit some super hot fire this week
Nice.
playing Mafia. Some super hot fire. Basically, we were gonna lose, and then I brought the emotion in the final day, and we killed the Mafia and won.
I don't even know what this means. Like, how? Okay.
It's if you don't play the game,
You drop
you're
some
not
logic.
alone.
Like what
You're
you
not
drop.
alone.
This is like what happens when Jeff talks about Warhammer. I'm just at least he
Yeah.
has pretty statues. Like what do you? What do
so
you mean?
like okay, so there's the people who are the Mafia. Who
I
are
know how
lying-
the game's played, but what do you mean when you spit? Like you dropped logic?
I
You lied good.
No, I'm like really passionate, right? Like you can feel the emotion pouring out of me that I'm actually telling the truth. You know what I mean?
You have emotions?
Yeah, I don't.
Got him.
Yeah, I
Jen
mean,
out of left
Jen's
field.
spitting hot fire right now.
Jen out of
Ryan.
left field.
I know that I'm like very non-emotional a lot of the time, but when the game's on the line,
Unemotive.
and, you know, we gotta get the W, then I'm very
Yeah.
motivated.
There you go.
Shit.
I don't know.
So.
I feel like me and Jeff need to just play a game of Mafia and just see what the.
I
fuck
mean,
is
you
going on.
should.
Yeah.
It's a lot
You guys still stream it, right?
He plays
Yeah.
every Tuesday. Yeah. he
How many
does a
people
show.
watch that? It used to be kind of impressive how many people watch that.
well, I mean, Trump hosts me every week, so that's where a lot of it comes from.
Oh, so what is it now without Trump?
Well, you still host it.
He plays every week, so it,
Oh.
But like you get like 4,000 or 5,000, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it goes
That
up.
is crazy.
Dude, it's a fun game, man, and I think you'd be really good at it, but I know you don't have that much interest in it.
It's not that. It's just every time it's ever come up, I've just had something else to do. I would do it. Like, you know, if you asked me 2.5 years ago if I want to play D&D, I was like, sure, but I never, like, was committed to it. Now it's one of my favorite fucking things.
Yeah.
I just
I
like
did
the
it
idea of
once.
5,000 people watching. Because don't those games last, like, 5 hours or some shit? Like, a long
We
time?
play 2 games, and each game is like usually 2 to 3.5 hours in there.
Damn.
And isn't it just people lying every single time?
It's 3 people lying and everybody else trying to solve the puzzle of the game. So like not everybody's
That's the part
lying.
that's
It's just-
fascinating to me, though, because the puzzle is nothing. It's just you're all there with roles that are secret. But
so
I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's interesting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every,
right, but there are ways to figure it out. It's just really difficult.
It's cool. It's cool that you do that.
I love it. It's one of my favorite
It's a lot
games.
better than cocaine. You know what I mean? Like if you were like, yeah, I fucking.
Another reason I think you'd like it is because like we have like actual lawyers and actual like debate champions and all those types of people on the show, and I know you like to mix it up like that. So
Yeah. I'm a little worried because I'm a fantastic liar. I'm a really good liar.
so is
And
everybody.
I don't want to like harness my dark powers and have Jesus Christ. You know what? Real quick, I'm starting to steal the show. One time.
Oh, go ahead.
One of the most shamed moments of my life, and I'll share this right now. Poor college student. I went flying past a cop who had somebody pulled over. I was on my way home from work. The cop fucking runs into his car, gets in, and I knew. And I looked at my rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh, God damn it. And he comes out. By the time he gets to my car, he pulls me over, comes over to the window. I'm holding my head, and I'm pretending to cry. And he says, like, do you know how fast you're going? And I say, officer, can you please just give me the ticket? I found out my mom just got cancer. The worst fucking lie. By the way, guys, yeah, my mom.
I've said something worse than that to get out of something, but yeah, go ahead.
Then you and I should.
Yeah.
Obviously, the cop was super off and was like, I'm so fucking sorry. Just try to slow down, like, get home and like, God bless. And I hope everything's okay. And I was just like, thank you. And then the whole drive, I'm just like, like, just horrible.
How old were you? This is college?
I think I was 20. Probably
Okay.
20 or
It was yesterday.
Let's do confessionals with Jeff and JP. So when I've told this story before on some streams. I think it was maybe on 8-bits or something like that. When I was 18, I got a WoW account banned. Or maybe like 16. I got a WoW account banned. I wanted to try to get it back. So I sent Blizzard an email saying that I just got back from Iraq and I'm a war veteran who lost his legs. And all I can do now is play World of Warcraft. And then I would like my account unbanned if they couldn't do it because I got hacked while I was in service. And they didn't do it.
They didn't do it?
They probably hear that stuff all the time.
That's a bad story for both of you guys.
10 times per day they get that
They
exact
probably get that
story.
a lot.
Like, how many war veterans do you
Yeah, we
have?
hit an IED out there.
It's
Just
come a long
took
way,
my
guys.
legs.
Come
I
a
can only
long
find
way.
Yeah.
solace in my orc shaman. That's all
I think I
have going
was
for me, man.
18 or 19 when I did that. Not proud.
Now, there's a fucking soldier.
That was yesterday as
Yeah.
well. Admitted
proud.
JP.
Not proud.
Right.
I think that might be worse than saying someone's got cancer.
It's
but
close. It's not.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think they're pretty equivalent, to be honest.
They're both terrible, and you should both be ashamed of
Yeah.
yourselves.
I don't know.
They're similar.
It's horrible. I'm atoning for it by sharing with you guys.
Well,
I've said it out loud multiple
if
times,
you
Terran.
guys need an outlet for your like awfulness, this is the place to do it, guilt free.
Okay.
You know.
All right. I'll think about it. I'll consider it.
All right.
I'll consider it. Me and Jeff have to live with ourselves now, though.
I can't go back from that, man.
I'm like this stuff though, like it doesn't really make me blink because everybody is like that on the show. Like everybody can do that, and it's crazy. So there's a lot of.
Yeah, but Ryan, you guys do it make believe, man. JP, that's just real people.
I mean, I've lied pretty bad. I'm just not admitting it right now in front of thousands of people.
Yeah. I just had no shame. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. Neil, how's Vietnam?
Vietnam's getting really warm, guys.
Is it?
It's starting to get warm. Yeah.
Is it humid there too, or is it just warm?
Oh yeah, humidity never drops below 75%.
Well, there's parts of China that's 100, so I mean, it could be worse.
Dallas has actually
Yeah.
been super humid the past like 2-3 weeks. It's been pretty fucking terrible. I
hate-
actually can't stand it.
Florida and Houston get really humid as well.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Are the mosquitoes still bad out there?
No, because we're out of the mold season, so that's less damp everything and more just kind of hot everything. Also, we've been doing a really good job of killing them and keeping them from reproducing anywhere near us. So the mosquito population is plummeted, which is great.
Did you
Nice.
see?
one of
Well, go ahead, Ryan.
I was gonna say that's one of the 4 seasons out there is mold, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a
Mold.
spring, we have a mold.
right, mold, mosquito.
I can't tell if it's
I don't know. the other-
Damn.
They're pretty unpleasant.
Did you see
but
how they're
things have been
getting
really
rid
good
of
lately?
mosquitoes in the world, Neil? Where they're changing, they're making the male mosquito more attractive through
Really?
like through their genes, and then they are changing the genes so that it can't. I think it can't. It's either it reproduces or it has like defective genes where they'll actually just kill the next
Yeah,
offspring.
so the female mosquito will only reproduce once, and so they sterilize males.
That's
and
what it was. It was
release them in the
sterilization.
wild, and then all the sterile males mate with females, and the females all die without reproducing,
Yeah,
which
so
is
that's
a
how they're gonna get-
fantastic technique.
that's how they're gonna
That's
get rid of
so
mosquitoes.
sad.
Well,
Fuck mosquitoes, man. They don't do anything. They
fuck
literally
mosquitoes.
do nothing in the world except like transmit disease or carry.
This is the
Mosquitoes
part-
kill more humans
Yeah.
than any other animal aside from humans in the
Yeah.
world due to the spread of malaria and dengue fever and
Yeah.
By a
Japanese
lot.
encephalitis and
By a
fuck
lot.
mosquitoes. Any way to kill them is acceptable.
The sad thing is, like that's the thing, like from our American perspective, where Neil's living in Vietnam, so he has a different one. But for us, it's like they're a nuisance. So, but for other
They
people, it's
actually
actually
kill
like
people.
what devastates their population.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
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 Fuck mosquitoes.
Fuck mosquitoes.
I like that they're fucking mosquitoes by having mosquitoes fuck, though. I think that's amazingly
pretty funny.
poetic.
Yeah, it's definitely a poetic scientific thing that they're doing. I agree. What?
This genetic engineering's never gone wrong in the past, or introducing strange populations.
I
Have
mean,
never
it's
gone
worked in movies, kind of.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
What? Give us a Vietnam story.
Oh god,
It's been a month. You gotta have some good ones.
Someone tried to sell me a hooker. Someone tried to sell me some opium.
Like sell
or
you the
heroin.
service of a hooker or an actual just hooker?
Like a hooker tried to sell
he
her
said,
services.
"If you want a girl, come see me." As I was cruising by
I mean,
him.
Jeff said that to me before. That's
That
not
could mean
bad.
anything though.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could.
That's
It could. You're right.
that could have been an adoption agency or something.
Could have been.
That
just
does
saving
make
it.
a lot more sense. I was
Yeah.
just outside the hospital. Yeah. So we bought a motorbike, which is fun. We've been cruising around on the scooter lately.
How many American dollars did it cost for you to buy a motorbike?
$350 for a used motorbike.
Well, you got ripped off, my friend.
They're kind of hard to get better ones, but yeah.
I could buy a motorbike right now for $350 in San Francisco. I think
No,
probably not.
that's a lie.
That's
Be
a straight up
$350,000.
lie. Yeah. Motorcycles
That's a
are
straight up
super
lie.
expensive. What are you talking about? Well, not for what they are. They're expensive. I think.
Yeah.
Anyways. I don't know what I'm talking
So that's
about.
all been good. Just started planning my trip to Europe this summer, which I'm going to be excited about.
Where are you going?
Starting in like July 7th, I'm going to be popping around Europe in my what do I call it? The Eurostream Simulator 2015. So I'm going to cruise through like Romania, Hungary, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark.
Are you driving?
Sweden, Norway, Scotland, England, and maybe Wales. I'm going to like fly to Romania and then like train all the way through Europe, crashing with various viewers and fans, and just kind of like freeload through Europe and stream the whole thing and play D&D with a bunch of random people and somehow make
You can stream that.
storyline
Okay.
out of it.
So Rip Neal is what you're saying.
I'm sure Romania has fantastic wireless internet for you to access and use.
Romania actually
I'll be
has.
crashing with my fellow streamer friend in Romania.
Romania
Uh,
actually has insanely good internet, Jeff. Believe it or not.
I know.
It makes America look like complete shit. when it comes
I was
to
there,
it.
man.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
I'm just letting you know. I actually envy Romania's internet, to be honest. But anyways, so
You
when
didn't-
is all that going on? When is that happening?
July. I think I'm starting July 7th, and then going through to August 20 something.
You're
It's
gonna
still in
watch.
the initial planning stages.
You're gonna watch Hostel before you go.
You should.
No, but I'm a white American male. I'm not worried.
Did you
So were
watch
they.
Hostel? Yeah.
I think
Watch the
That's
part
the-
where the guy's tendons get cut. That's my favorite part.
Was that the first one?
Yeah.
That's
Did
the
you
only
see-
movie I've ever turned off because I just couldn't
Did you-
watch it anymore.
Really?
Was it the
Yeah,
second
I
or
couldn't deal with
third
it.
one where they cut the guy's dick off? It's like all completely shown. I think that was the third one.
Which one is it where they like melt the girl's eye? Is the question.
That was the first one, I think.
Yeah.
I just stopped kind of watching after the first one and was like, well,
Channel,
mean-
tell us.
that was bad.
That was terrible.
They're not that well. They are kind of bad, but
Yeah.
whatever.
That was the era of Saw, where all the horror movies were like, "Oh, we don't have to be scary. We just need
Well,
to
it's torture
repulse the
porn.
people."
It was the torture
Yeah.
porn era. Yeah. No one said. I guess no one saw like the third Hostel movie.
I had a guy on Twitter be like, "You should actually watch The Human Centipede. Like, I'm really interested to hear what you think about it because it's actually really scary."
Did you
I
watch?
was
I
like,
watched it.
No, fuck no.
I watched it.
I do not want to see that.
I
It's
watched
2.5
the first
hours
one
of-
and the second one, and
No,
I was
not even-
like, man, I don't know. I don't feel anything, man. I'm like completely.
Jen, you might be a fucking serial
Desensitized.
killer.
I'm desensitized to like any movie right now.
God.
The only thing that actually makes me
French
relax is the
jump-
jump scares, like the random jump scares of movies, like the stupidest thing.
Human Centipede. It definitely is like a gross movie, but it's.
No, it's not scary. It's just disturbing. You just don't want to see that. It's just
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah, and,
No,
like
that's-
I had some dinner while I watched it. Actually, I was just chilling
Yeah.
there.
Do you have some sloppy joes?
Yeah, delicious.
Have you,
it's not even good. It's like
it's not a good. Well, it's definitely
it's
not,
not
a good
even
movie.
like well made. It's just kind of like
Do you know what the second one's about? The second one's about someone who heard or watched the first movie and then tries to replicate it. Like that's
the plot of the
the
second
plot
film.
of the second movie.
The-
Is a kid saw the first one and tried to replicate what he saw in the movie.
Yeah, and he
That's,
masturbates with sandpaper.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
well, that's
true.
common.
Yeah.
That's like a standard thing.
Yeah.
right?
There's a scene where he masturbates with sandpaper.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. It's like one of the first scenes of the movie, I think.
Well, I mean, whatever. That's
Yeah.
not even the most disturbing part, you know.
No, it's the preliminaries.
That's how it starts off. I'm trying to think what else happens in those movies, but it's been a while since I've watched them. I will say, go watch the South Park episode with the iPad and the human centipede. That's one of the funniest episodes of all time in South Park. It's fucking hilarious.
I have seen that.
Yeah, he's got the cuttlefish in it. He's shitting it into Stan's mouth, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's so bad.
It's a Japanese guy saying, "Oh no, the cuttlefish!
Oh, no.
Do you want the cuttlefish?" Oh,
I
just
love
thinking
South
about it.
Park. I
It's
love
fucking
South Park.
funny. Anyways, welcome back to RollPlay Solum. This is where we do the cut. That's hour number one. Part number one. This is part number two. Neil, what's going on? Where did we last leave off?
Okay, so last we met the party, you guys were cruising around the forest when you stumbled across this fairy who offered to enchant one of your weapons in exchange for some services. I think it was JP and Jeff argued over who should get what enchanted,
Oh, we peacefully decided upon it.
Yeah, it was very
and
peaceful.
eventually you guys decided to get Amos a magic bow. Ran with the fairy, came across this strange inn in the middle of nowhere, ran into some old, I wouldn't call them friends, but some old NPCs that you'd met before.
We negotiate, Neil, to get the fairy safe passage to its husband or some shit.
Yes.
And then it would enchant my axe.
Yes.
And the fairy is totally safe and sound, if I recall, from our travels.
After having been bandaged into like a little ball of gauze from a stray...
I think
not
like an
hellish
orc
tribute.
arrow or something hit it. A stray
a stray
shot.
infernal orc arrow or something like that.
Yeah, it was like an orc shot it or something.
How many ones did you roll in a row? 3?
3.
It's true.
3.
3 ones. And then I failed my save.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we rolled like D100s, if you would still hit as many 20s. Like, it would seem improbable, but I'm a believer.
We
don't
can
know.
try it.
We'll have to, maybe you should do a stream. Just do a stream where you're gonna roll 100 D100s, and that's the stream.
Yeah.
You do one
Tune
every
in.
second. There you go, or one every minute.
Let's do it.
So
We're camping on like the edge of the desert. I remember.
last we saw, you guys were actually in the desert. You had just fought some phase spiders. And the fairy is unconscious.
But we rolled a saving roll or something, right? That's what that D20 plus 2
She's
is.
not dead.
Did a 10? Yeah. We rolled a
Yeah, yeah.
stabilizing roll. Yeah.
It's stabilized, but unconscious.
Okay. And we know where we're supposed to go still? Kind of? I guess what I'm asking is, do we need to wait for this fairy to...
Yeah, you need to wake up the fairy.
Okay. Well, if it's just happened, I think we just make camp.
Yeah. I think we should go back to the forest so that she can recover. Also, this desert seems very dangerous.
Just nodding along as I go and pick up the fairy.
The
know.
ball.
Okay,
nothing about
you
the
have
fairy
the little fairy ball of gauze.
Was that rhyme?
I said I know nothing about fairy recovery. I'm not sure if it would help her to recover back at her pond or not.
Well, she seemed much weaker in this desert than in the forest. I don't think we need the pound, but we definitely need the forest.
We can backtrack a little bit. That's not too much of a...
Yeah,
How many days would it be to walk back?
Just to get into a forest, or get into
Just
the forest.
to leave the desert would be a few hours. To get into the forest, it would be like a day.
I mean,
We're
we
in
can
no
go back.
rush.
We can go back. There's no rush, yeah. Who knows how long we'll be waiting anyways. I agree with Varnish. We should go back.
Okay.
And there is more food in the forest, too.
It's true. And less phase spiders as well.
Yeah.
Karn, you'll be good? You in agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take our time and get back in the forest. We'll get the ferry up right. Dante, please watch your bow or your whatever.
My orb.
Your orb, yeah.
Yes.
It's
You
a
know,
loose cannon.
sometimes this thing has a mind of its own.
Well, that's not good. You should be in control of that by now.
I wish I could be, you know, but sometimes the gods frown upon you.
I just shake my head and we start walking back into the forest.
You guys walk back towards the forest. I want to introduce one variant rule change that we're going to try out. We're going to go back to a slightly different critical system where you need to roll an 18 or higher and clear by 5 to crit, rather than just a 20 is always a crit. I think that will be more fun to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
cool. So you head back to the forest. After about an hour of walking through the desert, or a couple hours of walking through the desert, you come out to that break again, and you see across the flat plains there, some 60 miles away, is the start of the forest, and you can see a little bit of smoke rising from before the forest, from the inn that's out there.
Oh, right. We passed by this then. Forgot about
You
that.
pass by the inn. It's still some ways away, but you start making your way through the soft, open, fertile plains towards the inn and the forest beyond.
Okay.
It is a pretty boring journey, but eventually you end up that evening by the inn.
Okay.
Uh,
I think
You can
we...
pop into the forest if you want to sleep in the forest, or you can sleep in the inn, which is just outside the forest.
Addressing the party, we should definitely just sleep in the forest. Perhaps the fairy will recover faster there than in a man-made hut like this.
I agree.
Okay.
I also agree.
I'll stay up watch and make sure that nothing bothers us in the middle of the night.
All right.
So we kind of just wander into the forest a little bit.
Okay. You wander into the forest, find a spot to make a camp, and chill out. The night goes well, and you wake up the next morning, and you hear some strange noises coming from inside the ball of gauze.
Is it like a soft fapping or like a?
Because that could just be his gremlin thing that he summons.
It's more.
I unwrap it.
Cats having sex.
Oh my god! Thank you for letting me out. I could barely breathe in there.
Well, good to see you back on your feet.
What, did you take me back to the forest?
Yes, we thought you would feel better here.
Oh, thank you so much. Wait, what happened? Just one moment I saw the spider, and the next moment there was this excruciating pain in my backside. And
I'm not too sure. I was actually focused on the spider.
Yeah,
Does the
something.
fairy speak orc?
You don't know yet.
I'm trying to remember if I did speak to it or not.
I don't think you did.
No, I don't think so. I think Karn says nothing.
Or I don't think you tried. I don't know if she speaks orc. What did the fairy just say right before that? Sorry.
She asked how she got injured.
Oh, Dante hit you with his orb.
We don't need to. It's not important how you got injured. It was a tragic thing.
She looks at you with wide doe eyes and goes, "Dante, why?"
It was not on
Accident.
purpose. It was not on purpose.
Dante, you told me you wanted to hit the fairy with your orb, though, before we got into the desert.
Karn looks at.
Dante!
I'm joking.
Why?
I'm joking, fairy. I'm joking. Do you have a name? But we've just been calling you fairy, I think.
Well, yes, I do have a name. We had discussed it.
It's Thimble, the forest fairy.
Thimble.
Okay.
We sure it's Thimble?
Thimble. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thimble the forest fairy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm joking, Thimble. He didn't mean to. He just sometimes he gets carried away in combat and just just lets it rip.
Okay.
And that's that.
Well, give me a charisma check there, JP.
Sure, yeah. Let's see what is my
Or
charisma
perhaps a
DC?
persuasion check should be better if you have a
Sure.
proficiency in persuasion.
19.
Ooh.
It's pretty
All right.
good.
The fairy seems to believe you guys for now, at least. And the morning is upon you. She flutters away to go get some morning honeydew, grabs some, and meets up with you guys and goes, "Okay, well, off to find my husband in the desert, right?"
Yes.
Yay! And off you guys go to fix her broken marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Another three-quarters of a day, and you get back to the desert again. Please mark off 2 days of rations eaten from your sheets.
How much do we
Okay.
have, by the way?
Infinite. Just mark it off.
Okay, yeah.
You have whatever's on your sheet. Yeah.
What's
I'm trying to see
infinity
where we have 'em.
minus
Hold on.
2?
Well, that's right. I'm the fucking banker.
I seem to recall that you guys each had 7 days worth of rations.
That sounds right to me. Hold on.
I watched the VOD earlier today. Pretty proud of myself for doing that much
You
research.
looked at the VOD, Neil.
I did look at the VOD.
All right, so
Actually
we're at
paid
6
attention.
then.
Should be 5 now. This is 7 minus 2.
Oh, okay. 5 rations.
All right, fantastic. You are back in the desert. It is this. You're just about. Well, it's 3/4 of the way through the day.
Could we
and
not
you're
have
just
replenished
approaching
some,
the desert.
Neil, in the forest?
Did you what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Could we not have replenished some stuff? In the
You could have
forest?
bought some more supplies at the inn if you'd like.
But not in the forest?
No.
I think we did buy some at the end last
Yeah.
time. That's why we have 5 each, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm an experienced Neil D&D'er, so when he starts keeping track of things, we're going to die, so I know that.
I'm glad that's my reputation. So
Also, you're a joy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, would you guys like to proceed into the desert right now? Because it is almost the end of the day, or do you want to chill outside and head in at first light? Or at night?
I think chill outs. Well, I asked the fairy, like, are the deserts easier to get through at night or in the afternoon?
It's much more pleasant walking through the desert at night. It's not
Pleasant,
nearly
but
as
what?
hot.
Well, of course, but what about the creatures? Or do they come out at night?
Different creatures at night.
Bigger creatures?
She shrugs. I don't know, some smaller. I don't think anything bigger comes out. Generally, I would say it's just about as dangerous. More pleasant, though.
All of this was a euphemism.
I look around and shall we just keep going?
If it's just about pleasantness, I think that we already know the dangers that await us during the day. Maybe we should wait during the day.
Rest!
Okay, fair enough.
Not time for rest. Damn it. Why are you always focusing on that?
Rest.
We start making camp.
All right, you guys rest. If anyone would like to expend hit dice to regain HP, you may do so.
Yeah, I'll do
I
that.
think there
Well,
might be
beginning of an
downside.
episode, we should all be full.
I'm
Mine
I think I'm
mine's-
max anyways. I never got hit. I'm 35.
Cool.
Mine's +3, but then I think my special ability. Let me check.
I think I might be at 11, but I'm not sure. I think I am.
No,
11
it's
out
11.
of...
21.
Okay, I seem to recall you taking 11 points of damage and then taking 10 points of poison damage, so that makes sense.
So there you go, Neil. I gained back 12.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll take a hit dice. Yeah. So 1d6 plus 2.
How would I do that?
How do you do what, Jeff? What are you talking about?
I accidentally refreshed the Roll20 page as opposed to saving my PDF.
Oh,
So I got 6 HP.
Yes.
so you're at 17 of 21.
So it means I need to use another one?
If you would like to.
Yeah, if you want to be full.
Alright.
It's the risk you take, Jen.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's all about 1 HP, so I'm not making any prisoners. 5. So I'm full.
Okay.
17
Yes.
plus 5 is 21. Ish.
Alright, ready?
So you guys push out into the... you rest for the night and push out into the desert the next morning. Let's make some rolls. Woo! Your first day of journeying through the desert is pretty uneventful. The fairy guides you and chatters about her husband and all those different sorts of things about him, but she kind of retains her holier than thou attitude while talking about it. It's the sort of, well, I know that you guys aren't married, but if you understood what it was like to go through this sort of thing, you wouldn't be so judgmental and blah, 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 blah. He's such a nice guy, but sometimes, he just... well, he likes the desert instead of the forest, and blah, blah, blah. And she just kind of drones on about her marriage the entire time.
Karn accidentally audibly growls a few times and then tries
Actually-
to regain himself.
I I interfere, saying, "Well, I am actually married as well, you know. I've been with my wife for about 10 years now."
And where is she now?
Oh, she is back at my village near the mountains.
Uh-huh. Another typical man
Oh,
leaving his
I-
wife to go do all the child rearing and taking care of all the stuff while he just wanders about the world, hanging out with strange women.
No. I am on a quest for my village. It is to protect the people. And I just happen to have sent her a ridiculously good bottle of wine. I'm sure she will be pleased.
Well, that's very sweet, and I wish more men were like you. What is this quest that you're on for your village?
Oh, well, one day I kind of stumbled. Well, what's my backstory?
What?
Awful.
What?
Yeah, oh, here you go. Okay. I remember
He
now.
watches.
It's been such a long time that I totally forgot. But one day there was this towns meeting, and the gnomes of my village had found a mysterious spell book. They decided to pick one of us to study it, and I was chosen. They then gave me Lothar, the giant war raccoon. And then I was
Sing your song.
I was sent out on a quest to find out why it got here and what's going on with the outside world.
So your quest is to figure out why you have a giant raccoon?
No! The spell book!
Oh.
Why did it end up there? Also, we work pretty reclusive. We kind of tend to keep to ourselves, so I come...
Why'd the spellbook end up there?
I don't know. Can
When
you
you
help?
haven't finished your quest?
No, that's why I'm not with my wife right now. Do you think you could help me? Do you have a... Do you think you could look at it?
Well, maybe once we get to where we're going.
Ooh, sounds great.
Yeah. I love spells. My husband is a wizard, but, well, I don't know. We'll see how he reacts when we show up. I don't think he's expecting us. So, you keep pushing through the desert. And at one point, while you guys are walking, Dante, what is your position in the party? Are you leading? Are you trailing? You somewhere in the middle?
Backwards, where the weakest part of his armor is facing forward. I
Yeah.
guess.
Basically, I'm surrounded by a phalanx of troops right now, who are all scouting in pretty much every direction.
Did
But
they
you're
catch you trying
standing
to-
on the ground, right, Dante?
Actually, I've been levitated by this presence that is unknown to this world.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
you're-
my feet are on the...
Neil, to answer your question, it would probably be like me in the front, and then like behind us would be like Amos and Dante and Varnouche in indiscriminate numbers, order, whatever you think.
So you guys are walking, and as you're just plodding through the desert, Dante, everything around you seems to kind of slow down in terms of movement. Like time just starts to stop around you for a moment. Kind of like at the end of Half-Life 2 when the reactor is exploding and you can
Never
kind
played
of...
it.
Whoa!
Never played Half-Life. Sorry,
These spoilers, bro.
can't use that analogy.
Next, you're gonna tell me the ending to Half-Life 3. Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Got him.
Got him.
So everything around you starts to just like kind of slow down. You find yourself able to look around, but walking becomes difficult, and the sky darkens.
Karn has a
Yeah.
hilarious like stone look on his he's like just looking at his hand, just kind of.
So I'm moving at normal speed, and everyone else is slow.
Your body is functioning at normal speed, but as you walk, it feels like you're walking like the air is molasses. Like it's difficult to move, but you can kind of like turn around and do stuff.
Okay, so what I'm picturing right now is the movie Old School, when Will Ferrell gets shot with a dart.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And he crashes through the children's.
Turn
birth-
around and I'm like, whoa, you're crazy, man.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
I love you, but you're crazy.
Before you appears a shining bronze scarab that flutters around in front of you for a moment.
How big?
Eyes burning bright red.
Okay.
Like a normal sized scarab?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like a,
Does it look I don't know, deadly?
I don't know. Looks like no. It doesn't particularly look deadly. It just looks like a large
It's got
bronze
red
scarab.
eyes.
How do you discern if a scarab looks deadly or not deadly, Ryan?
It was like I failed to mention it does have a minigun on its back.
Because like you could look at something and know if it looks deadly. I don't know.
The scarab buzzes around everything and starts
Timble,
buzzing
Timble.
towards-
Is he dangerous? What
And
is
I'm
it?
I'm the only one that notices it.
Yeah, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
Ryan's the
Oh,
only
we don't
one.
know.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I back away from it, and I pull
start-
out my orb.
You start backpedaling, pulling out your orb, and the scarab buzzes closer to you, and you hear a low, booming voice kind of emanating from the world around you. Dante!
I recognize the voice.
I love you, Bree.
My ears perk up, and I say, "Yes. What do you
You
want?"
have failed me once before.
You were unfair with me last time.
I am giving you a chance to redeem yourself.
Okay. What would you have me do?
There is a pyramid within this desert. The fairies know the way, though they will not be happy if you tell them why you will go there. Within the pyramid lies the remains of an elven king. He carries with him a sword of great value.
Could have been the Scorpion King.
And why would the fairy not be happy with us going there?
The fairies are friends with the elves who would not like their dead looted. I need
So-
you to acquire this sword.
And when I get it, what do you need me to do with it?
I will contact you again later.
Okay. Do you know how close these pyramids are to where we're headed now?
The fairies know the way. The desert elves know the way. They will not be happy with your decision to go, though. If you were to explain it to them. It's
Okay.
lost somewhat of its imposing nature through this course of the conversation. Feels like the Arch Frey hasn't talked to someone in some time.
How long do I have to do this?
The scarab buzzes before you, and there's a pause in the air. And when the voice comes back, it comes back somewhat more distant, and it says, "Quickly, we will need it soon."
Okay. I will try.
Just so I understand, for role-playing purposes, show of hands, like outside of the game, how many people want Ryan to fail again to get his nose larger?
Bigger.
Just every time.
That only makes my sex moves that much better, dude. So,
More
it's
hair.
always a silver lining.
Everything around you starts to speed up, and after a moment more, you guys keep walking, and you hear the fairy going, "And then, after he came back drunk from the oasis, he said that he had been with an elven woman."
I
And that's when I
collapse.
decided to
I
leave.
pretend to collapse to the ground. Like I go to my knees.
So we didn't notice it though, Neil, right? We just slowed
No, you
down.
guys
We
just,
noticed. Do we notice the slowdown?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Then
guys
as he
notice nothing
collapses, I-
until Dante tumbles.
All right. I rush over to him.
I sit there and I'm sort of like holding my head like this.
Why?
I just had a vision.
Breasts.
A vision that there are pyramids that exist in this desert. Don't ask me how I know this.
How do you know that?
It just came to me. The vision told me that it is the key to our quest, and the fairy knows the way to get there. I look at what is it, Thimble?
Thimble. She buzzes around in front of you for a little bit and goes, I know the way to the pyramids, but my husband.
Where is he located?
Well, he's that way, she says, pointing one way, and then pyramids, pointing 90 degrees from that, are that way about a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
Your husband will have to wait. This, my vision has told me that it is of the utmost importance that we go to these pyramids.
Why?
I do not know the answer to that.
Why would we trust your vision? Have you had visions before?
I have, and every time they have never led me astray. It happens very rarely. I've only had it once before in my childhood.
And what happened?
It told me that one of my friends was going to die unless I went and stopped him from going over this bridge. I stopped him, and moments later, the bridge collapsed under its own weight.
Alrighty.
Fairy, you're okay. How is your husband in danger? Grave danger? Thimble?
No.
Well, then I'll have to wait. I'm sorry, but he's a member of our party and we trust him. If he says we have to go that way, we have to go that way. Even if he did shoot you yesterday.
Well, I mean, according to his visions, if we take the path we were supposed to take, maybe we would have gotten attacked once again. So maybe that's why we need to stop by the pyramids.
I'm not sure about strange men having visions, but I guess if that's how things happen in human lands, I guess that's just how it goes.
Yes.
I don't know what it is I'm looking for, but I know that I will know it when I see it.
She nods her head.
Thimble, you
okay.
said it's to the west?
Mm-hmm.
All right, west we go.
Okay, and you guys head westward. JP, is this good breaking time?
Yeah, it's perfect breaking time.
Perfect.
Cool. We'll take our break. We'll come back. We'll go on hour 2 right after this. So don't go anywhere. More RollPlay Solum coming up. We'll see you guys then.